Well, hi everyone, Chef Ron Locke here, and we are just about ready to start this week's episode of the Chef Ron Locke Show, and what an episode we have for you. We've got coming back today the lady from the luxurious lap of London. That's right, Lillian Lampshire is back, and she's going to show us some of her jet set craziness by introducing today's recipe and the ingredients that'll be going in today's recipe. I'll follow up with that, showing you how to put it all together, and at the end, doing a fantastic presentation that I hope you all will enjoy. We also have a little mailbag episode for you and some other great things. So today I hope to leave you with 3 E's, the entertainment, the education, and a little enlightenment for you. So without any further ado, I need to start heating up the kitchen here. So let's get started with the Chef Ron Locke Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Lillian Lampshire.
Well, hello everyone, Lillian Lampshire here. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, Lillian here, and you know, I am just so pleased to be back here on the Chef Ron Locke Show with my good friend, Chef Ron. Oh, let me tell you, oh my God, I had the worst appointment today with my psychiatrist. Now, I have a new psychiatrist. My other psychiatrist actually closed shop about a month ago. I've been having a problem with psychiatrists actually lately. It seems to me like I'll get a psychiatrist for about anywhere between 2 weeks to a month, and for some reason they vanish. They disappear, they close shop, or they get too full and they reduce their work, and I end up being on the chopping block. Now that's not very fair, and so like I said, I don't go because I'm crazy. I just go because I want to talk to somebody about man problems or social problems, whatever, you know. So I don't mind paying $150 an hour to talk to a nice man, or woman sometimes, but you know, they just never stick around. It's kind of hard to tell a life story to somebody. It just reminds me of friends and people I know too. Just nobody ever seems to stick around. They always just want to go off and do their own thing. Whatever happened to friendship and loyalty these days? Really? I mean, ladies out there, let me tell you, you know how it's like. Your girlfriends out there, they're only as good as when it's good for them. You know what I'm saying? No, I see a couple heads nodding out there. So anyway, that's what's going on. I just got back from that, and he seems really nice. You know, it was the first session. You know, just tell him a little bit about myself and where I'm from and what I do, you know, and all that. And then, you know, before I know it, the hour's over. And so, I don't know, you know. Like I said, I'm not going to get helped or anything. I just go to talk to people. So anyway, I like to talk, you know. I'm a talker. I'm a socialite. I jet set. I like to do parties and things, you know. And speaking of parties, I think it's time for Waterford Martini time. Oh, chummy. Oh, that's simply chummy. I like a dirty martini. I like my martinis like my men, nice and dirty. Oh, I better stop with the martinis. My mouth just tends to go on. I'll be talking like a dirty sailor before you know it, and that's not good. Chef Ron will have me out here in a second if I do that. So anyway, alright, so stopping with the martinis, let's tell you what we'll be making today. We are going to be making for you a creamy bacon, tomato, and avocado pasta salad is what we're doing for you. Something really nice and healthy, and I love healthy foods, let me tell you. I love healthy foods, and so this is right up my alley, quite frankly. And so anyway, let's go ahead and tell you what's going into these fabulous ingredients from the salad, all right? Let me back up here and close to my martini. Anyway, so we're going to start out with pasta. Now we're doing, we have dry pasta here. I believe that's like 8 ounces, but it's like a box of pasta actually. And we're doing a colored variation of vegetable pasta here. Now you want to, of course, make that to box preparations on that. And Chef Ron will tell you a little bit more about that. But make sure you make that before you start your salad. We want to have our pasta boiled, drained, and ready to go. Okay, so we've got that. We've got here 1/2 cup of bacon that's been chopped up. Now you can either go ahead and fry up, it's about 6 strips of bacon, and chop it up yourself, or you can go to the store and buy the pre-chopped bacon and do it that way too. That comes to about 1/2 cup that we'll be using for this recipe, okay? And then we've got a cup of small tomatoes. Americans say tomatoes, we say tomatoes over in England, okay? But anyway, so we have here 4 or 1/2 cup of tomatoes, and so those, you can either use the cherry variety, or you can use the, we've got plum variety. I think we're using the plum variety here. Yes, we are. Okay, all right. And next we've got here 1/2 cup of mayonnaise. And then you can use your salad dressing if you'd like as well. I know Chef Ron likes to do a combination of mayo and salad dressing on many of his things. Let's see if he tells us about that in the following segment, okay? I'm not sure if that's a mixture or not. So we're just gonna go with mayo right now. Okay, and next we have here a combination of, let me see if I can get this now, I've been memorizing this. I have a 1/4 teaspoon of white pepper, a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of dill, dry dill, and a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. Oh, good for me, I think I got them all. Oh yes, then we put them all in a mixture and put them in a bowl for you here. All right, we've got here the juice of 1 medium-sized lemon. And lastly, we've got here one of my favorites actually. It's an avocado. And if y'all are really good out there, I believe Chef Ron has a little training video here that he's going to show you here just right now to show you how to slice, cut up, pit, and dice up a avocado. So, are we all set? Okay, let's roll the footage. All right, today we're going to go ahead and show you how to pit, slice, and dice an avocado. Now, if you've never done that before, this is going to be a real good technique for you to watch. So let's get started. All right, first off here, we've got ourselves an avocado. Now, this looks pretty ripe. The reason I'm saying this, it's a nice dark emerald type green, forest green. You've got a little bit of brown and purple going on here. So this tells me when it starts to get to that brown and purple stage that it's pretty ripe. Another way you can tell, and which is the best way I can tell, especially if I'm going grocery shopping for one, is you want to go ahead and lightly press onto your avocado. Now, a ripe avocado will allow you to push in just a little bit, all right? And that will tell you that it's ripe. If it's hard like a baseball, it's not ripe. And usually it'll be a little bit more brighter green. As the avocado ripens, it darkens into a forest green and then eventually gets to a purple or even a brown stage. When it gets to that brown stage, it's almost too ripe, and that's good for maybe guacamole, but for any sort of salads or any sort of slicing, it's not a real good avocado to use for that because it's gone past the point of firmness and it's pretty much in a mush state at that point. So we've got our avocado here. Now, I've seen a couple different ways of people slicing these down and pitting these. One of the ways I usually do is I'll hold it in my hand and then I'll start from the top and cut my way down. Now, for the purposes of this demonstration, I'm going to go ahead and suggest to you put it on a board like I have here. I don't want anybody slicing up their hands unless you've really had a lot of experience with doing slicing and such like that. So anyway, with the first couple things I want to talk about here are the avocado itself. The top here is what we call the tip or the top of it. The bottom here is what we call the tail. and we'll be referring to those here throughout this video. Now you first want to go ahead, get yourself a nice knife, a nice sharp knife here. You can use a chef's knife or you can use a cutting knife like I have here. Also want to get a tablespoon as well, because we're going to be using that to carve out and take out some of the flesh from the skin. So the first thing we want to do, set your avocado tail side down so you've got your top here, and just go ahead and start. Now what I like to do too is make sure I get the flat side. So put your avocado down and get the side that's the most flat. Alright, then go ahead and we're just going to go ahead and start by making an incision at the top, okay, just like this. And what we're going to do, you'll feel the pit. When you get to the pit area, you just follow the pit all the way around, like we're doing here. You can see how I'm doing that, okay? Flip it up. Again, be careful for your hands, okay? And just continue to follow around the other side, just like so, until you get to your other side like we have right there. Now, go ahead and you're just going to pull this apart. Just like so. Look at that. Perfectly done. Now set this down. Now to get this pit out, a couple ways you can take a spoon and take that out. I can get a little creative. Just go like that. Do a little twist. Look at how easy that is. And we'll save that. Maybe we'll go ahead and plant this down the road later or something like that. Let me put that over here. Alright. So set that down. Now we've got our two halves of our avocado. What we want to do now is we can go ahead and slice and dice these. Now we can do this two different ways. You can actually just go ahead and take this with your spoon here and remove this from the skin itself. And you see how I'm doing that here. And then you can just go ahead and it should just scoop out. It should just scoop out like that. Can just flip that over and we can go ahead and cut that up and put that in our salad. Okay, that's one way of doing it. All right, you see we've got this little skin here and that can just be discarded like so. All right, now we also have our other half here and we can actually cube this into its shell itself by just making cuts. Now again, I usually would just do it like this in my hand. For the sake of the camera and for the sake of the people out there that have never done this before, I'm going to go ahead, move this over here just a bit. I'm going to go ahead and just do it here on the counter. All right, and I'm hoping, I think we can see that here. And you're just going to make diagonal cuts through. You see how I'm doing that here. I'm turning it around so the camera can get a little shot of this. Just don't cut through to the bottom of the skin if you can. And you shouldn't have to. It's real pliable. Okay, just like that. Now we've made some cuts. Now you get yourself a bowl, just like we have here, and you can go ahead and scoop these out and you should be able to get your little cubes, just like we have here. You see? And those we will use for salads or something else in preparing a dish. There we go, just like that. Alright, and there you are. Alright, and you can separate those cubes a little bit more once you get them in as well into your bowl. And then we can just go ahead with this one here and we can do the same thing. We can just cut just like I'm doing here. Okay, and just like that. Like that, like that. Alright, and you scoop those all up, put those all into your bowl, just like that. And voila, you are all set and ready for whatever you want to use that for. That, my friends, is how you pit, slice, and dice an avocado. I hope you enjoyed our little tip for the day, and I hope it gives you some more confidence in the kitchen. Now, wasn't that exciting? Now, see, now you learned something here on the Chef Ron Lock Show, and actually I did too. So he's going to have this all cut up for you in the next segment, and it'll be all cubed up for you nicely. But that's how you do it. That's how you prepare an avocado if you want to go ahead and cube that up for salad or whatever, okay? Wonderful. All right, well, that's pretty much it that we have here, and that is pretty much all the time that Lillian Lampshire has for you. I have to go to a party. Oh my God. Oh my God, I have such a great party. You remember George Michaels from Wham? Well, yes, he's still around actually. But he has this fabulous party that he is having in London. And I'm flying back there a little bit later on today. And then I believe, well, by the time I get there, it's ahead. So it's an all-day event tomorrow. So I have got to be fresh as a flower for that. So I am going to sign off and say to you all out there, you have a wonderful time. Chef Ron's going to be right back, and he's going to show you how to put this salad all together, and then at the end, a nice presentation for you. So, from the luxurious lap of London, this is Lillian Lampshire saying to you all, ta-ta! Well, hi everyone, Chef Ron here. How's everyone doing out there today? Come on! We're having a great time here on the show, the Chef Ron Locke Show, and I thank you so much for checking us out this and every week. And Lillian was just telling you what was going into our creamy bacon, tomato, and avocado pasta salad that we're going to be making for you right now. It is a very easy recipe. We're keeping it short and simple here. And we are going to go ahead and show you a fantastic side dish. You can use this as a main dish, or you can use this as a regular salad as well. But this is a fantastic, fantastic recipe that you're going to enjoy, and it's very simple to put together. So let's go ahead and get started. Now the first thing, as I always say, you want to do is go ahead and make sure that your hands are nice and clean, and your environment is nice and clean in your kitchen, because you don't want to spread any germs around, that's for sure. We're going to go ahead and roll up our sleeves here, because we're going to get a little busy. We're going to start heating up the kitchen here. And I'm going to go ahead and put together this very, very, very simple, but very, very tasty salad for you today. Okay, so the first thing you want to go ahead and do is, if you're not using pre-cooked bacon, pre-diced bacon that you would buy in a local store, if you're making this from scratch, go ahead and fry that bacon up and then just drain it and dice it up. And get yourself about half a cup to a cup. Now I like a lot of bacon in my salad, so I bump it up to about a cup. The recipe calls for about a half a cup. And also what you want to do is you want to go ahead and take about 8 ounces of dry uncooked pasta that we have. You want to go ahead and just prepare that per the directions on the box and get that all ready. Just drain that and get that pasta cold. Put that in an ice bath. Get some ice and throw it on top of the colander that you put your pasta in to drain, and let that just get nice and cold, because we want a nice cold salad. We want to get that started. We don't want hot pasta to go in with our mayonnaise base that we're going to be putting in with this pasta today. So, alright, so I'm going to assume you've done both of those things, and then what you want to go ahead and do is get yourself a bowl, because we're going to go ahead and mix up our salad dressing that's going to be going on top of our pasta. That's going to be, and the other ingredients that are going to be going on top of that as well. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, I've got myself right here a medium-sized bowl. What you want to do, go ahead and get yourself a whisk, like I've got right here. And you want to go ahead and we're going to add in some ingredients. Now the first thing we're going to go ahead and add is our 1/2 cup of mayonnaise. Now what I like to do is I like to go ahead and add in a mixture of mayonnaise and salad dressing, because the salad dressing sweetens it up just a little bit. The recipe calls for mayonnaise, but I add a little bit of the salad dressing in here just to make it a little more special, kick it up a little bit more. But you don't have to do that. If you don't like salad dressing, you can use mayonnaise. If you don't like mayonnaise, if you're used to salad dressing, go ahead and do that. In my house, I was brought up with both, so I kind of got the taste of both of them. That's why on a lot of my salads and my creamy salads that use mayonnaise, I mix them both together a little bit, and it really gives a special taste. A lot of people really compliment those because it's got a unique flavor to it. They can't really figure out exactly what it is, which I love. So here it is. We're going to go ahead and add this in. This is about a half a cup. Add this into your bowl here. Now, I add a little more because I like my salad a little creamier. But you can go ahead and adjust that to however you want. All right. Let's go ahead and put that over here, and we'll put the spoon over here too. Next, we're going to go ahead and add in our dry ingredients here. We've got our salt, our white pepper. We've also got in our garlic powder and our dill. That's all going to be going in here. Just add that in like that. Next up, we've got our lemon juice, and we're just going to go ahead and add our lemon juice in here. Now the lemon juice is going to be serving two purposes today. The lemon juice will of course give this flavor of just, it's going to give a little bit of a tart flavor to go along with the avocado, and it really gives a nice blend, especially with the mayonnaise. It just, and the dill, it just really has a great combination of flavors with it. Also, the lemon is going to help keep the avocado from getting real brown. Avocado is one of those type of things that will get brown if you leave it out, like bananas and such. It's one of those things that it just doesn't like air. So it'll help a little bit in keeping it fresh, because this is going to go in the refrigerator for a little bit after we finish it. All right, so go ahead and take your whisk, and we're just going to go ahead and whisk this up like this. Okay, see what I'm doing here? Real simple. Try to get all of your herbs and such down on the bottom. This is going to be your base. Okay, and what we're going to do, this becomes your salad dressing, your what I call your jacked up salad dressing, because we're really spicing it up here a bit. Just mix that up. Okay, so we've got that. That's great. And we're just going to go ahead and we'll set this on over here for just a bit off to the side. Okay, now let's go ahead and grab our pasta here. I got it in a nice big bowl. The reason I've got this in a nice big bowl is we're going to go ahead and put the salad dressing and the other ingredients all into here and then fold it all in. I'll show you how to do that in just a second. You guys see how easy this is. This is so simple. Anybody can do this, really. This is really one of those kitchen 101, these culinary 101 recipes that I really enjoy showing y'all, because I know there's a lot of you out there who don't want to fuss and muss. You're working all day, you're coming home, you just want something simple, or even if you're having to bring something for a potluck dinner or something like that, maybe you don't want to go through all the trouble and just do something really, really simple, but something different. You're going to like this when this is all done. Alright, so we've got this here. This is our pasta bowl. Now we're going to go ahead and just add in the rest of our other ingredients, our veggies and such. Let's go ahead and add in our avocado here. Now you saw how we cut that all up earlier in the episode. That is it right there. We've got our tomatoes here. These are our plum tomatoes. Actually, they're called grape tomatoes. They're a little bit larger, just a hair larger than a cherry tomato. They just taste wonderful. And we've got here, this is probably about 3/4 of a cup of chopped bacon. And just go ahead and add that in. Now, real simple. We just got finished making this. We're going to go ahead and add this now into our bowl of pasta and our other veggies here. Okay? Get it all in. You want to make sure you get as much of this in as possible. Now, you can do this the other way around too. You can go ahead and prepare this in a bigger bowl and then add your pasta and all the other ingredients like I just did in top of that. If you don't want to do it this way, but I think it's easier to mix it up in a smaller bowl and then go ahead and transfer everything into the pasta at the end. Now all we're going to really do is we're just going to take our spatula and we're just going to go ahead and fold this in, okay? Just like so. And just going to go around and just keep turning this around and just fold this in. Now, again, you can make this as creamy or as dry as you like. The other thing, as Lillian was telling you too earlier, that you can go ahead and make this up with light or fat-free mayonnaise if you'd like as well. So you can really diet this down a little bit if you'd like and make this really fantastic. So you see, everything is getting nicely coated. You don't want it really sloppy, because you don't want all of that mayonnaise to take away from the flavors of all these other great pastas. Now, if you've noticed, the pasta I used was a vegetable blend pasta. Now you can just use the regular pasta if you'd like, but I think it adds a little color and it also gives a little bit more of a veggie flavor, vegetable flavor. And I think it does add more to the entire recipe itself. Okay? So now we've got this married up really nice, okay? you can kind of see here, we've got, there you've got a little veggie, you've got a little, let's see, you've got tomato, you've got avocado, and you've got bacon, you've got pasta all on that little piece of spatula there. Alright, now what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and we're going to put this in the refrigerator. Now you want to keep this in the refrigerator for at least a half an hour. I leave mine in for a couple hours. Actually, sometimes I will make this in the morning, early in the morning, if I'm going to be taking this in the afternoon to a potluck, or if I'm going to be serving this for a Sunday supper. I try to do about 4 to 6 hours. I don't want to go too much because even though the lemon will kind of preserve the avocado a little bit, it will eventually still turn brown. So you don't want to make this too far ahead because the appearance for your guest will not be as dramatically appealing as it would be, say, if the avocado was a bit browner. It'll still taste fine, it will just not look as appealing because of the brown color of the avocado itself. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and take a break. We're going to do a little mailbag, alright? And we have got one of our viewers out there who has asked a wonderful question of somebody on the show, one of the guest stars, or it might be me. Let's go ahead and find out right now, and we'll be right back and show you our final presentation of our creamy bacon, tomato, and avocado pasta salad. So hang in there.
Mailbag.
Well, howdy everyone, it's your Grandma Flo, Florence Mae Johnson, and I am so happy that I get to be on Mailbag this episode. And this episode's question comes to me from Donald L. in Boise, Idaho. Now, Donald wants to know what Grandma Flo's most craziest thing is that she has ever done. Ooh, that's a good question. You know what? I have been known to be a little adventurous in my lifetime. Oh yes, oh I know I look like a sweet grandma. I know I do. But I have done some crazy, crazy things. So I'm trying to think here. I guess the craziest thing I think I can think of that I've ever done was probably skydiving. Now, I did skydiving on my 60th birthday, and let me tell you something. That was such an adventure. Oh, Lord, it was an adventure. Let me tell you, I had this man was strapped on to my back, and I'm over looking down at the ground like this, and I had my hands out like that, and oh, it was just an adventure. You could just see everything. It was, I swear I thought I had died. Yes I did. I thought I had died because it felt like I was floating in heaven. Oh, you just saw all this land and clouds and just everything. You could see the horizon of the earth, and it was just amazing, and it just took forever to go down. And then he hit this chute, and we went woo up, and oh, I thought I've had head rushes in my lifetime, but I've never had a head rush like that. Oh my Lord, I thought I was going to pass out. It was crazy. Oh, it was crazy. Anyway, so that was probably the craziest thing I think I've ever done. I'd have to probably think a little bit more on that, but if you hit me on the spot like you just did, that's probably the craziest thing I've ever done. And anyway, I hope that answers your question there, Donald. Now, if y'all have a question out there that you'd like to ask myself or one of the other cast members or Chef Ron, you go ahead and you just set a question over to crl@chefronlock.com. I'll say it again for y'all. That's crl@chefron.com. And if you send that in, and if we pick your reply and answer on here, you'll be one of the lucky ones. We'll mention your name and where you're from, and you will be excited. I know you will be. I hope Donald L. is excited that we picked his question for this episode of Mailbag. Alright, well listen y'all, I am out of here, but let's go back to the Chef Ron Lock Show. Well, welcome back everyone. And you just saw how wonderful that creamy bacon, tomato, and avocado pasta salad looked. Didn't that look good? Well, we're going to go ahead and just take a little bite of this and just check it out and see how it tastes. I am sure it will hold up to its true great self, all right? So you saw how easy that was to make, right? Very short and simple. It probably is going to take just a little longer to wait for it than it is to make it. It only takes probably about 15 minutes to prepare and make. It just needs that couple hours to season and get those flavors marrying a little bit. That's why it's important to leave it in there. But at any rate, let's go ahead. I've got my fork here, and we're going to go ahead and take a bite into this and just give this a test. I know it's going to be wonderful. You have, excuse me, you've got such a great medley of flavors going on. And the avocado, the dill. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to shoot off the flavors that first come to my head as I'm eating this. The avocado, the dill, the mayonnaise, the bacon, the pastas, the different flavors of pastas, the tomatoes, the garlic powder and the salt and pepper kind of just bring that up. It enhances it a little bit. But all the flavors are unique, but they blend so well together. There's nothing that's really overpowering anything. It really is a fantastic, fantastic salad. Serve this one really cold. When it gets warm, it's still good, but this is a really good cold salad. So you want to make sure that you get this as cold as you can, serve it as cold as you can, and I think you're going to have the best success doing it that way. So that's it. That is our salad for you. That's our recipe for this week on the Chef Ron Locke Show. So anyway, that's it. I want to thank Lillian for coming in today and being our guest ingredient presenter. I just love her lap of London sense of style that she brings to the show. She's quite the character, that's for sure. That is for sure. Gotta love Lillian. And also I want to thank each and every one of you for coming in each week and checking us out and seeing what kind of recipes we're going to be doing, what kind of mayhem is going to be going on, and you just never know at this show what's going to happen, especially with the guests that we have on here each week that start off the show with. So at any rate, that's it, folks. For the Chef Ron Locke Show, this is Chef Ron Locke saying to y'all, let's just make sure we keep it short and simple out there, and let's start heating up that kitchen. We'll see you next time.